welcome back to another video where we talk about the most hated characters in a franchise. This week, Harry Potter edition. Now, on this list, we've got some really obvious ones, which I think you'll agree are both hated within the world of Harry Potter, and as readers and watchers of the movie, we probably hate as well. But there's others on this list where I don't necessarily agree with them. And I'm going to throw in one or two of my own at the end as well. So let's get going. Now, the first one is a really obvious one, and we've got Voldemort. Now, he is our main antagonist, and he's known for his evil, manipulative nature. He wants power and immortality, and obviously he is no doubt accountable for the suffering and misery and death of many, many people in the films and reading in the books. You're meant to hate him, and I get that, 100% get that, agree with it. You can also feel how much the characters detest him. So there's no argument here that Tom Riddle, Lord Voldemort, definitely belongs on this list. Now, the second one is actually one I don't agree with from a reader's perspective. Now, I don't know if this is because my perspective has changed the older I've got, or what it is, but Draco Malfoy. So Draco does evolve over time, but obviously starts as such a massive antagonist. He becomes Harry's rival, his arch enemy, if you like. He bullies Harry and his friends. He does silly things like dress as a Dementor and, you know, fly onto the Quidditch pitch to try and scare Harry. Obviously didn't go well for him, for Draco, but these things happen, and you can put it down to childish behaviour, to antics, but I also wonder how much of this is learnt behaviour. How much of this is the influence from Malfoy, Lucius to be precise, and Narcissa. How much of this behaviour has been taught to him? So I don't really think it's fair for him to be on this list. He is a child at the end of the day. I mean, yes, in the later books when he is doing Voldemort's bidding, it does make me wonder if this is more of a life versus death situation, and that is why he feels like he's got to do it. Who knows? But I'm not 100% sure that Draco really belongs on this list. The next one, Bellatrix. Now, I like Bellatrix as a character. Appreciate that in the books and the films, the character world, yes, she kills Sirius, and I hate her for that. But there's something I think about the way she's been played by Helena Bonham Carter, which makes me like her. That kind of unhinged character. You never quite know what's going to happen with her. And I think that's why I like her. But from, obviously, a character's perspective, she is Voldemort's most loyal servant. She is incredibly sadistic, and she's cruel. Now, she has an obsession with torturing and killing people who have, God forbid, gone against her love, Voldemort. Now, we know that she's meant to have had a baby with Voldemort and all this other stuff that happens, but yeah, I can see why she is hated within the character world, but I think there's just something about, like I said, the way she's been played that makes me love her. So yeah, I'm on the fence with this character. The next one, again, another character I'm not sure deserves to be on this list, is Snape. Now, when you read the first few books, watch the first few films, before you have any backstory, I can completely understand why we would be completely against Snape. I think as I've, again, read the books, got older, and kind of seen what he's had to do to survive, and then I go back and watch the films and read the books again, it all kind of sits into place. So again, I'm not really sure if I agree with him being on this list from a fan perspective. He had undying love for Lily, and unfortunately, situations happen, circumstances outside of his control that took him down this path, but he did try and redeem himself. You know, towards the end, he really did try and help Harry. And even in the beginning, in the first film, in the first book, where he was trying to get the counter curse, to help him, you can kind of see his devotion to Lily coming out then as well. But like I say, I think you have to know the rest of the story to understand him from the beginning. From a character perspective, 100% can agree and understand why they would hate him to begin with. So I like Snape, but I think his redemption has made a massive part to play in that there. The next character, absolutely detest within the world as characters and as a fan, Umbridge. If you like Dolores Umbridge, please tell me why. I will say she was played amazingly by Imelda Staunton. Absolutely thought she aced that role. It's a great thing when you can play a character that everyone's got to hate and you make them hate them because of your portrayal. There's a few facts I really love about Dolores. So the pink, I believe, that she wears gets darker throughout the series as kind of things go on. But, you know, she's sadistic and she is power hungry. She's cruel, especially when it comes to her treatment of students and how she kind of goes around with the whole rules in Hogwarts. So yeah, I'm not a fan of her at all. Things like when she says what Cornelius doesn't know won't hurt him, and it's just like, oh, you're really blurring those lines there of what you should be doing and what you really shouldn't be doing, and you are crossing those massively. Like I said, she's played amazingly by the actress, but I still absolutely hate her. And obviously from a character's perspective, she's just cruel. You just really don't want anything to do with her. You don't want to be around her. So yeah, completely get that one. The next one as well, completely on board with, and that is Pettigrew, or Wormtail. Now he is a coward. He betrayed Lily and James. He hid away as a rat for 12 years. And he is responsible for so much of the suffering in the series. He is, again, one of the most loyal subjects to Voldemort. Now, I don't think there's any redeeming qualities around him. If you like him, again, let me know why. If you think he redeems himself, let me know why. But, again, he's played very well because I hate him. And he's played to be hated. So I think that's fantastic the way he's being played. But his whole thing around betraying people, hurting people, lying, stealing to get where he wants to get and to get a foot up in the world, I absolutely hate that. So yes, completely do not like him in here. And yes, he should be on the list. He's definitely up there with Umbridge and Voldemort as far as I'm concerned. So the last two on the list. The first one we have is Fenrir Greyback. So this is a werewolf. Now I believe he was the one who turned Lupin into a werewolf. And also I think he went after, was it Bill? I think also I think he was also attacked by Greyback as well. Don't quote me on that, can't quite remember off the top of my head. But he works for Voldemort, so automatically he is up there. But the worst thing is that he likes going after children, he likes terrorising kids, which is just not okay. I don't know whether this is because of his werewolf tendencies, but when you look at people like Lupin, who has it under control, doesn't embrace this lifestyle like Greyback does, yeah, it makes me just go, you're not a very nice person, I don't like you very much. So that's why he's on the list, and I agree with him. And also I think in the series, as a character, it will be terrifying to come up against him. When you see him on screen, he is a bit scary. So I completely get this. I'm on board with this being on here. And the last one is Lucius Malfoy. Now, obviously he's a strong supporter of Voldemort's ideology, and he likes to cause trouble at Hogwarts. He puts things which used to belong to Voldemort there, and he is elitist. He has elitist views of Harry and his friends, and like I said, I think that is what pulls down into Draco. So even so, that's why I don't think that Draco's necessarily should be on this list, but I do think Lucius should be, because behaviour breeds behaviour. It's learnt behaviour, right? Okay, at the end, you do see when Voldemort comes back, this facade, this braveness, this attitude does go. You see Lucius becomes very dishevelled, very not put together like we're so used to seeing. And okay, at the end he does walk away, but is it too little too late at that point? I don't know. Again, I love Jason Isaac. I think he played an amazing Lucius Malfoy, but I just think if you read outside of what's in the book, and more into kind of the way he treats people. So like how he treats the Weasleys, looks down on them, how he is a coward, how he runs away. Yeah, he's not my favourite character, I'll be honest. I do have his wand though, and that is insane. Let me know if you guys want to see that at some point, but it is amazing. Now there's one character that I'm going to add into this list, and I know that a lot of people are not going to be happy that I've said this, but one of the characters I cannot stand is Dobby. Now when I thought about changing gears on my channel, the first video I wanted to do was just going to be called I Hate Dobby, but I didn't want to just do a video around that. I thought let's put other characters together I also am not keen on. So Dobby, for me, he's just a little bit over the top, and he comes in at the most frustrating moments, you know. He interrupts key scenes, he causes mischief. Now for a lot of people they would say, oh, he's just trying to help, and you know, he's trying to do these things to make Harry safe, and it's like, but he doesn't achieve any of it. It's just annoying interactions in my opinion. It's why the second book/film is my least favourite, because of Dobby. The one thing I will say is I know that he sacrifices himself to save Harry when I think Bellatrix throws the dagger, and that is sad because he's almost childlike in his innocence, and I think he has this kind of I'm just trying to help attitude, and that's endearing, don't get me wrong, but he's just over the top. He hits himself on the head a lot, and like, I get it, he's torn between doing the right thing and obeying his masters, but at the end of the day, like, if you've made this choice, don't beat yourself up about it, literally. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, I just find him annoying, and I just don't like him. But that's my opinion. Let me know, guys, if you agree or disagree with anything I've said about any of the characters here, and any of the characters that you don't like as well, whether they be the kids, the adults, any of the creatures, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, we've got loads of content coming out this year, and until next time, you take care.